This week's video is brought to you by laziness.
'Cause after all, I'm just a Hufflepuff.
So I've kind of had the ability to make this video since 3 o'clock, since I've been doing absolutely nothing since that time, and yet here I am at 10 something and no video. Which is probably why, instead of having a suitable background like the one behind my desk or something along those lines, here I am sitting on my unmade bed making a video for you guys. But focusing on something other than my inability to make my bed, let's move on to the topic for this week, shall we? That topic, as chosen by the wonderful, wonderful Victoria, is good/bad habits. Now, I feel that for most people, whether you vocalize them or keep them to yourself, it is much easier for us to pick out our flaws than it is for us to pick out the things that are actually great about us. That being said, it was much easier for me to make a list of my bad habits than it was for me to make a list of my good habits. But neither list is particularly long, so this should be a really fast video for me. Number 1, I bite my nails. Number 2, I'm like always chewing on something, and usually it's these. But when it's not those, it's my fingers, it's papers, it's my necklace, it's pretty much anything I can get my hands on because I don't like to not be doing things. I have an inability to sit still. Like, I'm always moving. In fact, even when I make these videos, most of the time from the neck down, I am moving. My feet are moving, my hands are moving, which you can usually see on screen. I'm never sitting still. My body is just incapable of relaxing, which is probably why it takes me a very, very, very long time to fall asleep. I drum my fingers on things, usually tables, desks, my laptop when I'm not typing, only I do it with no sense of rhythm whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I can keep a beat, but usually my mind is on other things, thus making my beat very unkept. Usually during the winter time, my lips get really, really dry, and I tend to, rather than doing the sensible thing and buying chapstick and applying it to my lips, I will bite the skin off of my lips until they are a ragged ass mess. And you don't want to look at them. I probably look like I have some sort of disease thing going on with my lower lip. It's just very unattractive. Last but not least, if there is a pen such as this one right here anywhere near me, it means I'm probably going to draw on myself. My friend TJ from my Other Collab, links to his main channel and our collab channel here, came up with number 1. I don't really consider it much of a habit, but I'll state it anyways, and that would be vegetarianism. I do agree that it may promote a healthier diet, which, you know, is the habit of eating fruits and vegetables instead of beef jerky or something along those lines, I guess. The only problem is my vegetarian diet is terribly unhealthy, so I wouldn't really consider this a good habit. Number 2 I came up with on my own, and that is that I look up words when I'm bored. It could be anywhere from one word, which is usually what it is. Usually I'll just look up one word and be like, oh, that's interesting, and move on. Or I could look up like 10 words or 12 words or something. But yeah, I look up words when I'm bored. The last 3 pretty much came from Google, because according to the thing that showed up when I typed in good habits on Google. The only problem is I don't really consider these habits. I consider them more things that people should just do. Yes, I recycle. Yes, I use environmentally friendly light bulbs. Yes, I try to conserve energy when I can. But I kind of feel like these are things that people should just do. It's practicing good hygiene. Once again, I think you should probably just do this. And I don't think that when you shower regularly, people are going to say, oh, Katie, she has a habit of taking baths. Keeping my elbows off the table, I probably don't do this on all occasions, but most of the time I just don't feel it necessary to have them up there while I'm eating. This probably has a lot to do with my height, though. It's very uncomfortable to have my arms that high up. And lastly, I read regularly. I suppose you could consider this a habit. I haven't really set aside much time to read in recent weeks, which I am very upset about, and actually plan on making a video on my main channel about. So there's that to look forward to. That was my list of good habits. Not very long, was it? Not very long and not very good. So I'm thinking that, considering the fact that I made a free hug shirt today, which I plan on wearing to a festival this upcoming month, I will ask you guys how you feel about hugging strangers. I personally would not be okay with walking up to somebody that I have no idea who is and just hugging them for no reason whatsoever, and I would be very scared if that actually happened to me. On the other hand, if I see someone wearing a free hug shirt or holding a free hug sign, I don't care if they're the creepiest looking people ever, as long as they're not holding a butcher knife. If it is a public place, you better be damn well sure that I'm going to be giving somebody a hug, because hugs are freaking the best. And And I hope that many people feel the same, as I want to get many a free hug. Oh yeah, and I gotta answer Daniel's question too, better get on that. He asked me what my favorite park is, and I would love to film in that very park for you, as it is the park I would like to spend part of my college life at. I absolutely adore Millennium Park in Chicago. I could spend forever there. I love the fact that it is so close to the Chicago Art Institute, and that I could just go to the Art Institute and then go to the park and see more art there, since they do have the bean and then several other sculptures. It would make me very happy to spend a lot of time there. The only downside is that certain areas of the park don't smell too good, but I can get over that. You know, it's Chicago. I'm probably gonna have to deal with a lot of bad smells. Okay, Katie rambling, all done with. Katie going back to being lazy and doing absolutely nothing, that's a thing. That's gonna happen some more, so talk to you guys later. Ariana, see you tomorrow. Hope you're not as lazy as me. Goodbye.